On a slightly lighter note, we got a sneak peek at some of the butt stuff coming our way this season.
Butt stuff!
What up, Dan?
That voice.
I'm thrilled to be here. Thrilled to see all of you. This is the highlight of my day. It's all downhill from
man.
I want to talk about season 2, Legend of Vox Machina. It's back, baby. I am super stoked for this. I've had a blast with what I've seen so far, and this season really puts the and dragons into Dungeons and Dragons in a major way. So, for the uninitiated out there, what do they need to know about the Chroma Conclave? How do they stack up to the Briarwoods?
Get him, Matt.
Okay. The Briarwoods are definitely a personal, more gothic story. The Chroma Conclave represents stakes on a more continent-wide or larger scale. This is what happens when terrifying forces of nature decide to convene and conspire for the purposes of mass destruction and tyranny. And so while it may not be quite as deeply personal as the Briarwoods, the dangers are ramped up 1,000-fold.
Why are you yelling at us, Matt?
Because I can, Travis!
We're gonna layer it in post to make it sound like the entire conclave is speaking. We have a big plan for this. We talked about it ahead of time. Yeah, add a little shake effect on the camera. It'll be great.
Perfect.
So on a slightly lighter note, we got a sneak peek at some of the butt stuff coming our way this season.
Butt stuff!
Apart from Scanlan's Sickness for Thickness, what are you most excited about for season 2?
I'm gonna take a second to absorb that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was amazing.
Oh boy. Yeah, what can we talk about?
I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Exploratory fantasy. For some.
I'm excited for a lot of the new music because there's that was kind of turned to 11 in this season of Scanlan writing some music and maybe some other people sing along as well. So it's a lot of stuff gets a little turned
I'm
up.
excited for Grog backstory.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
To character backstory in general, we start delving deeply into where all these characters came from and what kind of pulled them together, and get to kind of tug on the heartstrings and get a deeper understanding of why they are the way they are. And so that I'm really excited about.
I'll just caboose it with big mythical creatures actually tangling on screen for the first time. Big battles. It's gonna be pretty sweet.
Hell yeah!
Well,
Start with
I
that stuff, end with caboose it. I love it.
It's asses to asses, butts to butts. It's all written there.
Asses to
We're just-
asses.
We're human
Butts to
centipeding
butts.
the shit out of this interview.
Oh no!
I'm sorry.
Oh no!
The deadliest monster in the manual.
Oh boy.
Well, speaking of some of these mythical creatures, I believe it's been announced who Lance Reddick is playing. Is that correct? So Lance Reddick as Thordack the Cinder King. Hearing his voice, I mean, he's such an incredible performer. But I'm curious, what was your reaction when you heard him as Thordack for the very first time?
Ooh.
Thordack is such a delicious, prominent. As a person who's loved dragons growing up, and this was my dragon. This was my opportunity to bring my Godzilla villain to a campaign finally. And so, and I've always been such a fan of Lance, his work since The Wire. Everything he's done, every project he's been a part of. Whenever he shows up, I get excited because I'm just such a fangirl for him. And so when we talked about possibly asking if he'd be interested in doing Thordack, it was kind of a pipe dream. And when he agreed to it, that got really exciting. And then when we finally heard him bring him to life with this deep, buttery, controlled, terrifying voice, it's like, oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, he has such a unique delivery, and the best part is that you never know what it'll quite be like working with some of these larger names, with talent. And he comes in and he wants to get down to the nitty gritty of the line. He wants to do it over and over again. His posture changes. He gets into it. I mean, it's the best. To see people geeking out over our stuff while we're geeking out over them, you can't ask for anything more than that.
Cumberbatch, eat your heart out.
Hey.
But also,
very
come hang
special
out if
episode.
you want.
Yeah, maybe in season three.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
You know, obviously the scope of this season feels so much bigger. Matt, you were saying like how the Briarwoods is a much more personal story, but I'm curious from a team perspective, what was one of the biggest takeaways that you had after season 1 going into season 2?
We got to spend a lot of time on Percy in season 1, and for most of that, the group was together, and we found that if we were going to try and tackle some of these locations outside of Tal'Dorei, that means that we're going to have to find ways to split up the group a little bit. And you know, one of the number one rules is don't split the party because bad things can happen. We kind of want bad things to happen, right? We want to create challenges and things for even our existing fans to be surprised by in the show. So as we tackle some of the individual character arcs that are coming up in season 2, we had to find ways to kind of isolate and move characters around within Vox Machina so we can see what those interpersonal relationships are like and where maybe even some stress and friction might start to grow. We were also very fortunate to get a season 3, so it's nice to seed things here with a longer runway into the next season and hopefully beyond.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a huge relief knowing that you have that, like anything you plant now, you can pay off the next season. It's just nice to see that sort of investment on the studio side as well, because it's nice to see adult animation given a chance to really thrive and shine.
Yeah.
I think you folks have done a phenomenal job with that.
I couldn't agree
Thank you,
more.
man.
Just given all the news out there, watching the trends in the industry, especially when it comes to adult animation, we're very grateful that we happen to find a partner that allows that to thrive.
Shifting gears a little bit to stuff for the fans, you mentioned obviously stuff that's going to be surprising to the fans, and it's really cool to see all the Easter eggs that have been seeded through the series, especially, you know, like seeing Tusk Club and Sprinkle in season 1 and Gilmore's Shop. I'm pretty sure I spotted Garrison and Monica from Battle Chasers in the second episode. So I'm curious, do you folks have a favorite background detail from either season 1 or this season that you can share with people?
Well spotted, sir. Yes, indeed.
I had to rewind. I'm like, wait a minute. Why does he look so familiar? Oh, that's who he's
Special arrangements.
Okay.
Special arrangements on the side were made for that. So well spotted,
cool.
my friend.
I'm trying to. That's a tough thing to spot. I'm trying to think.
Or even like a running
particularly
gag, for example, like the your number one nemesis, the humble door.
That will ever continue.
I think my favorite gag is when we literally see Matt as a character.
Yeah.
And it'll be a guard. It'll be some, and because it's like a nod to the game of Matt playing every NPC. I think it's hilarious. It's just this extra level of like a nod to the
multiverse of
audience.
Mattness is vast.
It's the acknowledgement that there is a deity among deities who is above the gods themselves and comes down to and manifests itself in the world as it sees fit.
What's wild too is that's not any of us going, put Matt there. That's like the animation and character design teams sneaking them in the last minute being like, so you want to approve this? And we're like, oh,
really? I love that some of the crew get snuck in on occasion.
Yes.
That's one of the things I really like.
Yeah, that was definitely very cool to see in season 1. I'm hoping for like an OVA or like a side story of all of the different Matts in this universe kind of realizing they're part of this extended family.
A waiting room of Matts in the afterlife going, you.
Critical Role presents like Orphan Black. Is that what we're?
Yes.
Is that what we're picking? Okay.
Orphan Matt.
I still want an episode where it's all Matt doing everything.
That would just someone in a tavern recounting what happened and Matt doing all the voices for everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Look, I think that's a great way if you need content between season 2 and 3. Fantastic little side story. Folks, thank you so much. Always, I love seeing you guys, and I'm really stoked for people to see season 2. So congratulations. As always, y'all killed it.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you, man.